So why is unstructured dance and movement important? Because I was thinking, oh, you need to make a video with instructions on how to do this.
Exactly.
But it's unstructured. So why
Yes.
is that important?
So the masculine loves instructions. The masculine loves a play-by-play, step-by-step. This is how we do it, and this is how we get there. And that's the reason that the unstructured movement matters, because as soon as we get in our heads and have a plan, we've gone into the masculine and created structure in the body. Unstructured movement is what allows whatever wants to arise. You start putting structure on it. That's probably not the best way to say that. I'm trying to think if there's another
Well, it seems
way.
like structure is being imposed from externally. Unstructured is that opening and just receiving, and it's almost receiving the energy flowing through you and out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have talked about what you've noticed since you restarted your dance practice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to mention?
I guess I just want to say that so much of my inspiration for wanting to meet with you and talk about this and to get it on tape is, I might get emotional. When I started dancing again with myself and by myself in my kitchen, and let myself feel my body, the energy in my body, my physical body, and allow it to move, and pay particular attention to the lower part of my body, I rediscovered how great it feels to move and express freely. That didn't surprise me because I already knew how wonderful that was. What surprised me is the juice that it gave me and how it awakened this libido energy and how much more energy I had within a day or two after starting to dance again. I don't think I was depressed before that, but I had settled into a 61-year-old woman who didn't have many hormones in her body's way of just kind of accepting this is how much energy I've kind of got for my life and the things that I need to do. And had just kind of settled into something like that, you know, in one way felt healthy because it felt like there was an acceptance of that, but in another way, it didn't quite feel good enough. And when I started dancing and moving in this way again, I couldn't believe how much more energy I had, how much more life force energy I had, how much more creative energy I had, how much more energy I had for doing all the chores and things I have to do around here. Again, that was not coming from my will. It was having an excess of energy that could move through me, and I wanted some place to put it. But the other piece that does bring a lot of feeling for me is when I imagined dancing with other women. I feel so much bliss and joy with the idea of all of us opening to and feeling and expressing that powerful goodness and feeling it healing us and cleansing us and allowing us to be and move just like we are and be ourselves and celebrate what a gift it is to be made to open and allow God, life force, whatever, however you call it, to come through you and be expressed out of you. And what a great joy and privilege that is. And to be able to share that with other women just really does it for me.
What music are you listening to when you're dancing?
Well, that's a really great question. I was very attracted to and started going to Gabrielle Roth's workshops back when I was like 40 years old. And she created something called the 5 Rhythms, and had people that she trained who taught these 5 rhythms in workshop formats. And I went all over the world to these workshops for a chunk of time, and followed her work. And it is this using dance and movement as part of your healing, self-discovery, learning how to be present to yourself, spiritual practice. And so I've been collecting music on and off for that long. So 20 years I've been collecting music. And mostly I use music that doesn't have words, because that gets us in our heads. Use music with a good grounding beat, especially to start, because all of us, really, some of us more than others, but almost all of us need something to help us start this practice by getting grounded. Getting grounded, feeling our feet, getting connected to the lower part of our bodies, and then letting the music awaken that, ground that, and then move from there. So the music I'm using has a lot of drum in it, not all of it, but a decent kind of beat. And then since I've been doing this for a while, I can kind of trust myself to be kind of pretty good and grounded before I start dancing, in the morning. So if I really feel like I need to listen to Janet Jackson sing Nasty Boys, I'll do that. If I really need to listen to something that's very quiet and meditative, I'll do that. The nice thing about your own private practice is you just put music on and move what feels right to you to move. But I do encourage people who want to experiment with this to not pick. A lot of today's pop songs have an energy that's up here, even if it's got a beat. There's a lot of and so it doesn't necessarily facilitate us to get down in our bodies really good. So so again, to answer your question, it's all different kinds of music. And I when I do dance workshops, or when I work individually with women in individual sessions, and if they want to practice doing this kind of movement, I'll kind of feel them out to what's happening inside. So to answer your question, I adjust my music according to where it feels like my body is vibrating at any given moment.